Okay, hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to actually go and install WordPress on our domain. How exciting. And this time we are going to use the automatic WordPress install that is available in the cPanel. So I've logged into SiteGround and I'm on my cPanel page. And you can go down. Now, if you're ever looking for anything in cPanel, you can always come to search cPanel and you start typing. Say you were looking for email. If you type email, it'll bring up everything that has email in it. So if you're looking for email accounts, if you wanted to do, say, indexing, index manager, you could find it. If you forget where it is. So if you did WordPress, we have auto installers, WordPress tools, but these are both the same. So let's just get rid of that for a second. So we can come down here to WordPress installer, and we're going to click on that. And SiteGround uses a script service called Softaculous, and there's a lot of scripts. I mean, WordPress is just one script, but if you see blogs, microblogs, portal, CMS, forums, image galleries, wikis, all these are scripts that you can actually install, and it goes even further. RSS, video, music. You can do all sorts of trainings here, but today we're going to stick to WordPress. Now, when you come in here, there's different tabs you can go into, but the easiest place to go is install. Now, we're going to choose our protocol for software setup. Now, if you've installed your SSL certificate, this is actually something you have to decide to choose. In the protocol, you have four choices. You have HTTP without the www, HTTP with the www, and then the same choices with HTTPS. Now, in protocol, it says if your site has SSL, then please choose the HTTPS protocol. Since we installed the SSL certificate earlier, we're going to do HTTPS. And I normally select the version without the www because most people nowadays, they don't really type the www. Either way, they'll find your site, but I tend to choose the non-www version. You only have one domain. If you had more domains here in the list, it popped down. And you choose your indirectory. Now, typically, unless you're going to do multiple WordPress installs in the same directory, you just leave this blank, the simplest way. Now, for the site, there are WordPress settings, and this is going to come into play when you actually get to your WordPress blog. But what we'll do for now, we'll say the site name is WP Funnel Demo. You can type anything in here. You can actually even leave these blank, and you'll probably be able to change them as soon as WordPress is up and running. You can go change them right away. And for site description, my WP Funnel Demo site. Okay, so we leave that for there. Enable multi-site. Multi-site is when you want to use multiple, one install will serve multiple subdomains, which is probably confusing. So if you are just typically going to set up a single WordPress site, leave this unchecked. Now here's the thing that we have to be careful about. You're going to pick for your admin account. You're going to choose a username and a password and an admin email. I'm going to change these after I run this video. So anybody watches it and thinks they're going to be able to log in, I don't think so, because as soon as this video is done and WordPress is up, I'm changing them. But for now, you should pick something for your admin username that's not like admin. If somebody's trying to hack your site, they'll be going to town using admin and those types of admin usernames. But you know what? I'm going to use admin so that you don't make fun of whatever one I actually do choose. And for password, and notice that that's a pretty strong password. Let's do a password of my password. It's only good is good stuff. Okay, that's pretty strong password. So my password is good stuff. And the admin email, if we keep it in line with everything else we've done, wpfunneldemo.com@gmail.com. So if you set up your Gmail account with that email, leave it all. It just leaves consistency. Then everything goes to that email and you keep everything in check. Okay, now we're going to come down here to select language, obviously English. There's a couple options here to select a couple plugins that they will automatically load in. Both of these you could find later and you can add later. out of the WordPress plugin repository. So what I would tell you to do is leave these unchecked. Loganizer basically helps prevent brute force attacks by, if somebody's over it for the same IP keeps trying to log in, it will lock them out. And contact form is just another way to set up contact forms on your WordPress site. There's a lot of other options. For now, I would leave those unchecked. And it has choose a theme to install. I would say none, and it'll just install the basic one that comes with WordPress, which at this point is 2017. And now we're going to go to advanced options, and this is something you should consider doing. There are two things in a WordPress install that hackers also go after: are table prefixes and the database name. It's a MySQL database that's specifically going to be created for your WordPress install. You cannot do this at all, and it'll just use the default ones. Problem is, a lot of times WP is used for all the database names and prefixes. So what happens is hackers will use the fact that they figure you went default. So what you can do is change these to whatever you want. The database name, as long as it's other than WP, you're okay. You can get fancy, you can get crazy about it. You really, as a regular user, probably never will have to deal with going in and figuring out your database name, table, prefix. But if you do, you could put something other than WP. Let's just do myLP13 will be my database name. I just pulled that out of the air. And if you want to keep it consistent, let's just do the same thing. MLP13 is the table prefix. Now, there is a limit to the database name length. I want to say 8 characters. So don't get too crazy with putting too many characters. 5 or 6 is usually fine. Again, you could go with the default, but for security purposes, you should rename these. I usually choose something 5 to 6 characters and keep it the same for both. So, and write it down. All this information, when you're setting up even on an automatic install, write down what you do. Write down that it's HTTPS. Write down, not so much this, write this down, because if you forget, again, though, make sure you put the right email in, because if you do forget your password from the time you create it to the time you go in to log in the first time, you can always reset your password by having it sent to your email. I would leave those unchecked, no theme, and change these. And that's it. And then we hit install. And there we go. We are successfully installed. The software was installed successfully. WordPress has been successfully installed at wpfunneldemo.com, HTTPS. And then there's your admin URL, which is the typical login to your WordPress site, which is wpfunneldemo.com/wp-admin/. So to double check, we can click on this link, and you see that it goes right to our site. And and it's actually, oh, look at that, and they actually do put some posts in there for you. We'll check that out in the next section. And if we go back to here, this is your login link, which is https://wpfunneldemo.com, and it automatically logged us in for now because it's probably in the cache. But remember to write down your password and your login ID so that you don't lose track of where you need to go. And there you have it. You have just installed successfully your WordPress installation on your domain using the automatic installation script from your cPanel. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.